Hi, I'm Phyllis and my website is southernfrugal.com. Tonight we are going to make some gelatin using some strawberries and just a regular Knox gelatin. Now, I've been doing more research on the gelatin, but let's just do this little step first and then we'll talk about it. First thing you want to do is dissolve one packet of the Knox gelatin in, I'm using half a cup of cold water. Now it's not really ice water, but it is cold water. So we're just going to dump that in. Just going to stir it around a little bit with a fork. Alright, now let's talk about it for a little while. Alright, so when I did the research in the past, because I had noticed that the knee that I had got injured several, I don't know, 10 or 12 years ago, had really hurt me some all that time. And so this summer, when I made the lime jello dessert, and then I made another dessert, I think, after that, and I think it was about 3 weeks later, I noticed, well, the first thing I noticed was my fingernails. And I noticed new hair growing up here. And I noticed that my knee was not hurting. And I was just shocked. I really was, because, I mean, that knee had bothered me for so long. So then I started doing research back then and found out that on, I think it was a football team, they tried half the team with the gelatin and half the team without, and the team members that were on the gelatin had injuries that healed quickly, and then they didn't have any problems. And so we know that it works on joints. It also works on fingernails, hair, and complexion. And so then I started just having all kinds of jello desserts, all kinds, and even made one with using cabbage and celery and something else, and it all works. So, but then recently we have been having jello so much since July, I just finally got tired of the different taste, and the latest one that I did was the grape jello. And I definitely do not like the grape. To me, it tastes like a fake grape popsicle from the 1950s, and I just really didn't like it. So I had purchased this quite some time ago, and I thought, well, I'm going to see if I can't do some fruit and do my own. And I think someone had mentioned in the comments, in fact, several people had mentioned that you could make jello with fruit juice. So. And when I get some fruit juice, I will definitely try that, particularly apple, because I love apple juice. But anyway, so the first thing I have done here is dissolve the gelatin in about a half a cup of just regular tap cold water. Now, in my research, I found out that 1 envelope of the Knox gelatin will gel 2 cups of liquid. So we've got half a cup of liquid here, and so what I've done is boiled some strawberries for about 5 minutes, and I think this is going to be about a cup, so that would make about 1.5, not quite 2 cups, but I also know I'm going to need to put sugar in this. So after the gelatin has sit for about 5 minutes, soaking up the water or whatever it needs to do, then the next thing you need to do, of course, is boil some kind of juice, or in my case I'm using strawberries, but I am going to have to use sugar in those. So I'm using, that's probably 1/3 of a cup, but I don't think I'll use all that. I'd say 1/4 of a cup of sugar for 1 cup of strawberries. We're just going to make sure this comes back to a boil. And I am going to use my Vitamix with this. I just want to wait until it starts boiling again. So anyway, during that study, they found out that the gelatin worked along with vitamin C. And if you'll recall, with the Jell-O I was making, I was always putting some kind of fruit in it. And there are fruits that do not work in either gelatin or Jell-O. And one of the main ones is fresh fruit. That would be pineapple, kiwi, and there are several others. They have an enzyme in them that dissolves, I think, protein, and so therefore the gelatin won't set because of it, because it kind of, I don't know if it eats it up or what it does, but it breaks it down. So now these are strawberries, and of course you could use fresh strawberries, but I just decided to go ahead and boil them in about 1/4 cup of water. So what I really want to know is this a cup or a little over a cup? So I'm going to pour that out. And that's just a little over a cup. This is a 2-cup measure, by the way. So I'm going to put that back in the pot. And I'm going to go ahead and mix the gelatin that's somewhat dissolved in the cold water. So I'm going to dump that in there. And then you're supposed to stir until it gets completely dissolved in the liquid. Now I'm going to put this in the Vitamix and finish up. Now there's a little blob that didn't get dissolved, so just kind of beat that around. Or that's part of a strawberry. Yeah, that's part of a strawberry there. So we'll just stir this around for a little while. Yeah, so I did a lot more research. Now the other thing I found out is that there is a company that makes gelatin. And by the way, this is the English spelling of gelatin. The American version is without the E. That's just the difference between the two. And so in doing my research, finding out that there was a company, actually there are 2 companies. One of them is called Vita Protein, and then the other one is called Great Lakes. Now the Vita Protein is the one that, and you can find that, by the way, on Amazon. And it's very expensive because they use organic beef. And the other company, the Great Lakes, also, now Knox does not divulge what they use, so we don't know about that. But anyway, I was looking at the cost of 16 ounces of the Vita Protein is like $39.90 or something like that on Amazon. But I don't know how, I mean, obviously that'd be a lot more expensive than the Knox gelatin, but I do like the fact that the cows are grass-fed and they're organic. So no pesticides and whatever. So that's something to look into. So, all right, this is pretty well dissolved now. Now I'm going to put this in my Vitamix, and I have already dissolved the gelatin in the boiling mixture here. So sorry, y'all have to be a distance away because I had to be able to use my stove. So I'm going to dump this in. And I'm just going to grind it up. I can find my lid. Okay, I don't see my lid. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I was making smoothies for the week earlier. It takes me about 2 hours to 2.5 hours to make enough smoothies to last us 7, maybe even up to 10 days. But this time I just did enough for 7 days. All right, so here we go. All right, so this has really endless possibilities at this point to making your own Jell-O, of course. I'm going to pour that in the same kind of Pyrex dish I usually use for my Jell-O. I guess I should taste of this, huh? It's really hot. I use a spoon. We're just going to give it a taste. Poured it into that kind of little dish there. So this should be about 2 cups. Okay, that's very good. Yeah, so that'd be about 1/4 of a cup of sugar and 1 cup of strawberries. It's got a little twang to it. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put this in the freezer. I'm not going to freeze it, but I'm going to leave it for about 30 minutes or so and see if it's going to go ahead and gel. Alright y'all, when that happens, we'll be back. Okay, I wanted to come back and talk about the gelatin again. If y'all are real interested in this and if you think it would help your joints, I think it would be better if you could do your own. And of course you could do it in a blender, but just following the directions where you dissolve the gelatin in about 1/2 cup of cold water, not ice water, just cold water. Let it sit for about 5 minutes and then have some type of juice or fruit or something, some liquid that you can add the gelatin mixture to, and it needs to be boiling. And then just, you know, keep stirring it until it all gets dissolved. And of course what I did was put the strawberries and mixture in the Vitamix just because I wanted it all ground up. But what I wanted to come back and mention is, can y'all see the scratches on my arm? Y'all know we've got 2 kittens that are really foster kittens, and so the kittens did not do that. I don't know if it shows up or not. There, right there. So what I did was I was working on Sonny, our little poodle, and of course he's still a puppy, so his toenails are real little, but they needed to be cut. So I cut them, and always before when I do the dog's toenails, I always grind them down after I clip them with this little attachment to my Dremel. It's like almost like sandpaper, and you can put their little toenail right in there and it'll grind it down smooth so they don't scratch themselves or somebody else. But anyway, I was feeding Steely and Sonny, and Sonny gets so excited when he's getting his food, and he jumped up on my arm, and I could not believe how much he scratched me. Yeah, it bled a lot right in there because his toenails were just like razor blades because they were real little. So anyway, I got the Dremel out and I ground them down a little bit, so he's fine now. But the kittens did not do that. They have not scratched or attempted to bite or anything with me. Now, I will tell you that I'm going to see if I can get the little girl out. We have determined she's a little girl. Hold on. All right, here she is. We're going to call her Lilly Belle. Yeah, we're going to call you Lilly Belle because look at her nose. It looks like the shape of a bell. Yeah, it does. You're so sweet. See now, she's purring, but I just woke her up. See that? It looks just like a bell from her forehead down to the tip of her nose. She does not like the camera. You don't like the camera, but I can pick them up now. And this one that I think is the female will come to me now, but the black one still won't come. I'm pretty sure he's a male. But we're going to call you Lilly Belle. Yeah. There's her little bell on her nose. It's a little bell, right, and I like Lily, so we just call her Lilly Belle. All right, y'all, when this gelatin sets, we'll be back. Okay, Mr. Bucky's going to taste this little concoction now. All right, have at it. Can you even?
That's really good.
What is
it?
I know you can't tell what it is.
No.
It's strawberry. Did I have to tell you what it was? Must not. All right, I got a taste of it.
It's good.
Wait a minute. Let me get a taste of it. Of course, I know it's strawberry. It tastes like strawberry. You want some whipped cream on yours?
Oh, I'm definitely.
All right, can I hold it over this way?
Yeah.
Take your spoon out. There. Is that enough?
No, yeah, that will.
Oh, okay.
That
Yeah, so this is getting our gelatin for today. So that's about, what, 3/4 of a cup in there?
That's really good.
Yeah, no artificial taste to it, which is something I like. So I'm going to try making some maybe lime, instead of using lime jello, use that gelatin. All right, y'all. He likes it. Of course, what's not to like with all that whipped cream on it? All right.
Right.
We'll see y'all next time. And tell me what you think of the name for the cat, Lilly Belle. All right. Bye for now.